We got Harvest fully in swing, and apparently Bo knows something. Let's find out what Bo might know. What's good, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Rob, aka Robato. Welcome back to another video here. Weekly Madden 22, MUT 22 update, recap, all that good stuff. Letting you know the latest and greatest here from Madden 22 Ultimate Team. But before we jump into everything involving that, just want to let you know, if you are new here, I appreciate you for stopping by. I know I'm a day late here with the video, but I had a busy weekend. But nonetheless, we're going to bring you some good stuff. So if you could be so kind as to hit the subscribe button down below, notification bell right next to it, and also smash that like button. I can't tell y'all to dislike the video if you don't like it, because they kind of took it away. But if you like the video, definitely smash the like button. And in the comment section down below, let me know which part of Harvest are you most excited for. Is it house rules? Do you like the players? Do you like the upcoming part 2? We got a lot to go over with Harvest and some Bo Jackson stuff. Team of the week. Let's jump into it. So before we jump into any single solitary thing here involving Madden 22, Madden Ultimate Team, I do want to show you this wonderful, beautiful, monstrous man of a card here. Now, Robert Hunt last week on Thursday Night Football, if y'all remember, Dolphins, Ravens, dude caught a pass. He wasn't supposed to catch a pass, and he was rumbling and stumbling down the field, jumped over a defensive player and kind of like did a front flip. So EA went ahead, and this isn't, I believe this is legit. I don't think they trolled. He's gonna get an 87 overall fullback tomorrow with 80 speed. Pretty solid, I would say. This dude's like 6'8", 350, 370. He's huge. So 89, 84 catch. This isn't a bad fullback, honestly. If you guys need a cheap, I'm gonna presume he's gonna be cheap, but if you need a cheap fullback, he's also gonna get a power up. Also, to keep this in mind, this could be a beast down later on. Maybe they give him out of position there with anything coming on with the Christmas time. You could also technically make this dude a golden ticket because he is a fullback, unless they restrict fullbacks like linemen. But this dude ain't half bad, man. For an 87 overall fullback, I think he'd be good for you to put on your team to block if you don't have a fullback in place already. So Robert Hunt's getting an elite here. And the other ones, sorry, I'm teasing you earlier what I'm about to show, but the other releases here, there's Patrick Mahomes right here. He's going to be the player of the week. He killed the Raiders last night on Sunday Night Football, 5 tutties, 400 passing yards. Insane. The main crux here with Mahomes is that throwing power. You see, I've seen a couple dudes on Twitter, Xerxes Throne, a couple notable content creators that aren't too happy about that he has 94 throw power, or 93 throw power, 94 in a power up, because you need gunslinger for most quarterbacks. And Patrick Mahomes, once again, this kind of happened last year too, if you guys don't remember. I believe the same situation happened last year where they were kind of just holding out for a Mahomes upgrade, playoffs, Super Bowl card, whatever the case may be. From last year, I don't remember off the top of my head, but Mahomes got an upgrade relatively around this time too as well. I think he got an upgrade around Christmas, if I remember right, or maybe it was a little bit earlier, but I remember Mahomes got an upgrade last year, maybe it was the year before, and they shorted him one for gunslinger too. I mean, half of it is his archetype, right? Improviser's not the best overall, and improvisers, for some reason, I feel like they sail passes. They don't really do well throwing the ball, so he might be a skip, but it's well deserved. I will say Mahomes is a big name too, so packs will be flying for Mahomes tomorrow for sure. And also packs should be flying for some of these LTDs and past performance dudes. 2 heroes, 1 LTD. 1 LTD in particular here is Jamal Adams against my Giants, actually, and in 2019 here, but 92 speed on him with 96 hit power, 93 zones, really nice. 87 man's not the best, but the rest of this card looks really nasty. I wonder what his block shed is, but this is gonna be a good card. Blitzboy's gonna get a good card for sure, 100%. Another quarterback, 2 quarterback releases in one bunch here, which could lead to me thinking that we're gonna get quarterbacks in Harvest or Legends this weekend. But Jake Plummer here, 86 speed, 92 throw power. He's a scrambler archetype, so he's not gonna get anything great. But the speed there is respectable, so I'll give him that much, and the throw power is okay. And here's Elvis Dumerville here with 86 speed and 79 block shed. Ugh. But 91 power move, 94 finesse move, so he'll be good there in your pass rush. Run stopping, he's not going to be great. That block shed isn't really giving us a lot there, but power move finesse move is really good. He has solid speed, acceleration is pretty good too for him. So those are the team of the week cards coming out tomorrow. We're going to touch on some team of the week stuff from last week, but nothing too crazy. But before we dive into anything recap, I do want to let you know that these EA Play rewards are out. I believe like it'll just hit like in your game. I haven't gotten them yet on my main account, their second account, so you know, it'll take time to get there. They came out today at 12. I still haven't gotten it yet. It's almost 8 p.m. here on Monday, so I don't know. Just keep an eye out there for the for the harvest packs, or pack, I guess, for EA Play. This kind of leads me into the MUT rewards as well. We got MUT rewards, and we'll talk about harvest in total as we come up here, but we got MUT rewards on Friday. They give us 2 all-pro packs. That's like, you know, 2 packs worth 100k, 120k. Like, that's cool. But the all-pro packs aren't great, you know what I mean? And I think the sentiment from the community was like, give us harvest packs. We don't want the all-pro packs. Give us the stuff for the promo. So I hope EA changes that as time goes on here. One thing I did want to touch on before we jump into the big recap here is Bo Jackson, right? We all know Bo Jackson. We all know the legend. I'm going to mute the sound here, but EA just put this video out about Bo Jackson here, the return of a legend, 11/19/21, and then this pops up, the legend returned 11/19/21. I don't know what this means besides that he's coming back on Friday. And there's, you know, the other thing too that I want to keep your mind in here for this is what this kid does at the start of the video. He drops his controller into a sneaker box, like a clear Nike sneaker box. So like, listen guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this is connected to a Nike drop upcoming. I haven't done my research into the Nike gear recently, but if this is could be something that's not for us in MUT, I will say. It's very exciting, and it's good to know that EA has his rights again this year, but I will say don't get your hopes up. There's almost 100% chance I will say this is for the yard or something that's not MUT related directly, but it's good to know nonetheless that Bo is coming. Something to keep in mind and keep prepared with as we go ahead down the year. Bo last year, I believe, was a Christmas present. Does that mean he could be a legend coming out this weekend? Are they going to do a big Bo weekend where they blow it all out and he's a legend on Saturday? And then we get some fun stuff on Friday for him for the yard, and then Sunday something else. Who's to say? But Bo Jackson's always a good name here, and I think the tease from EA here all but confirms he is going to be in the game this year in some shape or form. I hope it's not just yard related, although there's a high chance it could be. Just keep that in mind here, though. I think, especially here where he's dropping into the shoebox, I think that's something to do with the yard and gear and stuff. So keep that all in mind. We're going to go over the recap here. In last week's recap, we'll just touch on a couple things. One in particular is the Team of the Week stuff. I don't think we dove deep into it because I think I put out the video early in time. But right here's the recap of all the dudes. We had an LTD Big Ben. Josh Allen, the linebacker, after killing Josh Allen, the quarterback, was the player of the week. Willis McGahee, Rondé Barber were the offensive and defensive champions. McGahee's pretty solid. Rondé Barber's a little small, and he's the wrong archetype. I think he's a man-to-man archetype. He should be a zone, so really weird. James Conner, McKinney got the 89s. Obviously, the McKinney shots to the Giants there, so I took him as my free card. And then the rest there, Elijah Moore, Jeffrey Simmons +1, Lamar Jackson +1, and Troy Hill was the 82 down there. So basically, same deal here, Team of the Week with the sets, all that good stuff. Nothing really to cry home about here, I'll say, about this Team of the Week release. Like, this dude isn't that good. Big Ben isn't that good either, so nothing really crazy here. McGahee again was probably the best out of the whole release, and happy to see McKinney and Connor get upgrades just because they've been playing well. So jumping into, let's actually go to the LTDs here. Wildcard Wednesday first before the LTDs. We had Rising Stars come out. Odafe Owe, Joe Burrow, Kadarius Toney, Jordan Fuller, Greedy Williams were the 5. But this week was also the week that you could go ahead and pick. As you see, my guy Pop right here did a video about which was the best free one to pick out. I would have to say, out of all the releases here, if I had to pick one from each, from the Vets release here, I think Cole Beasley's probably the best, but Darren Fells gets a nice healthy amount of theme teams, so does Matt Prater. So if you really need a kicker, Matt Prater's probably the move. Heavyweights here, I mean, they're heavyweights, right? I think Rob Havenstein is probably the best lineman out of the bunch, out of the whole thing here, so I probably would pick him if you had to pick one. But Al Woods, again, a lot of theme teams there. Flashbacks came out. Deshaun is really fast, but that's really all he does. AJ Green's really solid overall, pretty versatile, and I'm assuming Deshaun will get his Raiders chem soon. I think he played last night in the Sunday Night Football game, if I'm not mistaken. So just a reminder to everybody, make sure you do your solos for Wildcard Wednesday and Team of the Week. These do refresh every week, so if you're not playing it, you're gonna get left behind, right? And the Rising Stars release here too. Tony's probably the best out of the bunch. Greedy wasn't too bad, but it's probably Tony that's the best release out of the bunch. Like, always good with 91 speed, but I'm worried about the finesse move. But power move and block shot are really good here, so I don't hate it, but he's a right outside linebacker, so you kind of got to finagle him onto the defensive line there. So just keep that in mind. LTDs came out on Thursday, and we're again approaching the time where we can kind of start to tick down teams, right? We can get the Panthers out of the way, we can get the 49ers out of the way. We're pretty much halfway through, I would say, all of the releases here. So it might be a good time to get a list together, see who has gotten an LTD so far and who is yet to get one. I'm pretty sure my Giants haven't gotten one yet. There's a bunch of teams out there who haven't gotten this second or one of the LTDs in this first release here. So keep that in mind. We have a lot of theme teams coming up still that could get a lot of LTDs. So that could be something here on Thursday. I will say Bosa's okay. He's not the best. But Robbie Anderson, that speed at 94 speed, you can get it up to 99 with the proper theme teams and strat cards. And his route running is really good too. And his catch is really good. So he's already gonna be the best receiver in the game right now. Fastest, got a lot of good route running. And he has good catch. What's his height here? Say he's 6'3". He's kind of big for a receiver. So Robbie Anderson, I would probably say, is the best receiver in the game right now. So just keep that all in mind there as we progress through the year. Robbie Anderson right now with the LTD. If you still have it, hold on to it. We're not gonna get a redux from him for a little bit, but just keep in mind it could come soon. So let's go over the harvest promo. Now there's a lot to do with the harvest promo, and once again, shouts to MUT.gg for all this. Let's start at the bottom here at the store. I went ahead and I bought these two bundles here, the little farmer dude here and the 92 plus. I saw Jabril was there and I said, you know what, let me get my bundle for the month here and get this out the way. So I went ahead and I did that, got Jabril, got Dion set done thanks to the packs too. So I was able to come up on that real quick. But I didn't get Jabril the packs. I had to sell a bunch of stuff, then make enough coins to buy Jabril. Got him for about 340, I believe it was. I saw he was approaching 388 late last night. I didn't see him drop below 340, 330, 320 range. Maybe some of you caught him under 300k, but I got Jabril at 330. I think that's a pretty good buy, and I also think it's going to be a good investment to sell later on, especially as we move away from the harvest promo. And I think the next round, maybe not the next round, but the round after for those reduxes, that's probably when I'll sell, make some coins on that, and then try to buy his redux. The problem is that reduxes this year are like getting pulled as much as the LTDs, so I'm kind of on the fence about selling LTDs this year. So I feel the same way with Marshall right now. I'm on the fence. I know Brandon Marshall and Jabril both have an LTD, so it's tough being a Giants fan right now. We have an LTD coming. So harvest objectives here. Now here's the interesting thing about harvest objectives, and I'll switch to the game here for this to show you guys. I don't like one thing in particular about this, and it's the fact that, as far as I know, as far as I can see here, we cannot get, like, remember in Most Feared, right? When they said that, like, you finish everything involving Most Feared, you get, you know, you finish 13, you get a free 90. You finish all 20, you get a free 90 as well. This one isn't telling us that, right? Like, yes, we can get free 92s. Yes, we can get free 90s and 92s and stuff through different stuff like house rules and achieving different things in the milestones and such. But what I'm talking about is if I go through and I bang all these harvest events out, right? All these harvest challenges, all these harvest objectives, all I'm getting is vouchers, right? Like, read this. This one says complete these objectives and earn harvest vouchers, coins, and XP. I don't want vouchers. I'd rather the players. Now I understand you can turn these vouchers into players, but some of them are gated, right? There's auctionable tradable ones, there's NCAT ones for cheaper prices. So I just don't love it. Once again, I think EA's kind of playing us here. So it's unfortunate. But right here, as you see, you can earn a 92 for free Turkey Bowl. It's either Emmanuel Sanders or Ndamukong Suh. I would say pick whatever is best for you. Ndamukong Suh gets all NFC, Sanders gets all AFC, so that's cool. Blitz bits here, only available for limited time. Acquire 80 stars and daily fixes to earn 400 blitz bits. So keep that going. Right now we're 4 days into it. All you need is another 4 or 5 days to get the blitz bits there. So keep that in mind. Another one here for 800 blitz bits to get 110 stars. So every day we get 10 stars to bang out. So make sure that's also a part of your rotation, is getting these dailies done, even if you gotta pop in early in the day or right before bed, because they will help you to get the blitz bits later on. And you can find it right here, challenges, daily fixins. As you can see, I'm already at 40 out of 50. And you get it harvest. Every other one, you get a harvest, 80 plus harvest player. And then you eventually get blitz bits too. So you want to get blitz bits because yes, that is the first alternate currency, I believe, of Madden 22. Blitz is on the horizon for sure. It's usually Black Friday weekend, Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend. So keep that in mind as well. It's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. I would say this week here is the last calm, I guess you could say, before the storm comes and washes over everybody. And then we have Blitz, we have the Christmas promo. We have some other stuff coming with Legends. We're gonna have stuff for the playoffs, for Super Bowl. We're gonna go right through. It's gonna continue. Like right now, Most Feared was good, and we hit a nice peak with Most Feared. Now we're coming down for a little chill, but once we get down to the release of the Harvest things, it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get steamy. It's gonna get moving up here. So keep that in mind as you guys progress. You want to keep stacking coins. You want to keep finishing solos because you can get some easy stuff for free. So keep banging those out. House rules. Not a fan at all. 25 wins to get the Turkey Bowl leader, Sanders or Sue. 50 wins for an 86 plus Harvest player. You need 40 wins for a Harvest voucher. Like, you know, are you out of your damn mind, EA? Number one. Number two, the other thing too, that was one of these is, I believe, and I think Pop pointed this out in his video that I watched last week. You know, what is this? What is this? Hold on, where is it here? Win 150 house rules games. All I gotta say is the next house rules, if there is another one that comes out, we better have an easy house rules that's like literally 1/4 or like 4 minutes in total, and that's it, because 150 house rules games is kind of insane just for a voucher. No, that's not how we're gonna get jiggy, EA. So I don't like that at all. So back to the recap though, and everything involving it. So that's gonna be the house rules. I don't like it at all. The solos we already talked about, just bang the solos out. I always suggest going for all stars perfect. I know some of you don't care to get the last thing, but a lot of the, you know, right here, as you see right here, let me switch it back one more time. It requires 350 stars in harvest challenges to get a token, and it's a not a token, voucher, and it's very easy to do. I mean, you guys don't really have to do anything. They're easy solos, so not a big deal. So to go over everything with the harvest, right? And one last thing here, the sets. We're gonna switch back to the game and actually touch on the sets here in particular, because I want to advise you guys on something. One thing that is I've been thinking about, and I've been talking to some people with a brain about, since my brain is half developed, I guess, is this Game Day All-Star set. Now, up to you how you want to do it. Obviously, if you're a Cowboys, Bills, Saints, Lions, Raiders, or Bears fans, obviously you're going to want to do this set, I think. But if you're not a fan of these teams or these players, I'd suggest just not even doing these sets, and I suggest just waiting until they're actually, I guess you could say, about to get the upgrade, right? Because usually what happens is Thanksgiving Day, as soon as the game's over, EA usually makes these available to be sold in the auction house either right away or the next day or whatever the case may be, right? So the value of these guys will change and differentiate depending on how much they get upgraded or downgraded, or not downgraded, but upgraded. So Dak here, could he get 400 yards and score a touchdown? I think he could get a touchdown, pass for 400 yards. We'll see, right? Could the Bills force a turnover? Yeah. Could Tremaine Edmonds get 6 solo tackles? Yeah. I think this is a good bet for the 93, right? Malcolm Jenkins get an interception? Maybe. Saints allow under 425 yards? I don't know. The point being here is that I would suggest not to buy any of these, even if you want one in particular, because right now the set math, last I checked, way overvalued for a 91, right? Like you can get 91s at different rates on the auction house. Doing the set, last time I checked, was like 170 to 200K to do this set with 9 items. So I'd suggest not doing it. The other thing I'd suggest not doing here is blowing your load on these champions. Now, there are big names. Chase Young, Deion Sanders, Antonio Brown, they are big names, but what we know from EA usually is that the second part of every promo is bigger, right? Bigger names, easier house rules, a lot more fun stuff to do to close out the promo. Are there going to be 3 parts to it? I don't think so. I think we're going to get a nice 2-part, maybe 2.5, where they upgrade something on Monday after this week. But I think the Thanksgiving weekend is going to be kind of blitz focused, especially since some of the stuff is closing at like 11:25, 11:29. So a lot of this stuff can shut down. On right here it says on 12/3 this player's item overall will be updated and become auctionable tradable. So 12/3 is probably the time you want to wait to buy these. I wouldn't suggest doing the sets now unless you really want it. Voucher exchange here, I would just suggest going for the Harvest Heroes. This one's an NCAT one. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if this is EA's way of saying, yeah, but we gave you vouchers so you can pick a player you want, that's not the same thing, dudes. Like, obviously we know that. So NCAT here, not the move. AT, the auctionable tradable Harvest Hero, I would say this is the move. I don't know if this can go into sets. I'm gonna assume no, since it clearly points out that it's a 92 overall auctionable tradable. If it was just a regular card where that could go into sets, it would just say 92 overall Harvest Hero. So sometimes you're going to be, you know, particular with EA's wording. I'm going to assume that this is not going into collections or sets, and this is just going to be auctionable tradable. So I would suggest this. In total, I think you can get up to like 6, 9, 12. Yeah, you can get up to like 27, I think it is, all together. Like if you count all these up, I would say if it was up to me, I would just focus on this one. This one might be a good one just for value alone for the 86 plus, especially if we have an LTD out. This one could be good. It's cheap. It's 3 items. So those would be the only 2 I think about. The 92 is also easy. If you have 3 leftover vouchers, throw them in there. 80 plus could be fun with an LTD out. I'd avoid the packs just because packs are trash usually. So that's just my opinion on that. And yeah, part 2 for Harvest should be coming out this Friday this week. So just keep that all in mind as we progress through here with everything going on in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. So not much here going through everything. You know, we already touched on the DAC there. There's Chase Young. All the players here are listed. And, you know, from Frank Ragnow, Allen Robinson, Darius Smith, 92s, Kirk Cousins, getting more. If you're doing the sets now and you want to know which 92s to get, I went with Ragnow and Agba. I know people like Kenny Moore. I know some people like Kirk Cousins. So I just like Ragnow because he's a center, locked down the center position for a while, and Agba is just depth on the defensive line, which could always use another pass rusher or run stuffer. So I like Agba easily. And the last part here, I believe, is I'm just making sure I went over everything. Yeah, is the legends here before we go and do a team recap. So LeGarrette Blount is one of the legends this past weekend. 95 overall, 93 speed. He's also 250. 93 carry, 94 truck, 95 break tackle. He's not catching much out of the backfield, but who cares? Honestly, he'll still catch the ball pretty much. He's kind of taken over for Derrick Henry as the best back in the game, which made Derrick Henry a little cheap. He was down to like 150 this weekend, and he's still good. Derrick Henry's still good at the 92. So, I mean, I'm still using Saquon Barkley's 90 or 89 overall. So, you could get away with a lot in the run game. And here's the full legend all the way through a set. Here's Jonathan Vilma. Now, this dude over the weekend was great training value if you guys wanted to buy and quick sell real quick. A lot of times if there's a mid legend or a legend not everybody wants or a middle linebacker, these prices are going to be really low early because people are pulling the cards and say, screw it, I want my coins back. So I was buying his 95 for 300K, 320, some pretty good trading ratios. Quick selling, trying to get Jabril. Didn't work, lost about 100K on coins, but nonetheless, he was good trading value. He probably will be going forward too. He's not bad. I saw him make a couple plays for a couple people over the weekend, but it's just a middle linebacker. Nobody cares, right? So it is what it is. Going over some minor stuff here. Oh, one thing to touch on too, probably should have touched on this earlier. Fourth quarter, right? The fourth quarter here of Ultimate Seasons. Now, it wasn't given a heads up. We weren't given a heads up, excuse me, for the fourth quarter here. So kind of caught us off guard, especially we got the third quarter not too long before, I think the week prior, if not 2 weeks prior. Whereas we got these two kind of pretty spaced out, right? So now that we have the third and fourth quarter, are we going to get the second season here or the next season after the quarter ends? I'm going to assume yes, and I'm going to assume it's coming up maybe after Blitz before we get into the winter promo. EA said they will give us a week heads up at least when the new changeover is happening for the new season, so you guys can get your fourth quarter, third quarter, second, whatever objectives done. I would say, like right now, if you're a new player, this is a perfect time to be grinding the game out because you can get first, second, third, and fourth quarter objectives done at the same time, get all of them completed, harvest stuff done at the same time. So if you're grinding right now, it's a great time to grind it out. So I don't think it's a bad moment to be in it at all. Harvest big milestones completion, don't reward the player. Oh yeah, we already went over that one too. Game day dude's not worth it. Yep, for sure. Bo knows. Yeah, we went over everything pretty much. Yeah. Oh, and Superstar KO. Nothing released in the last 2 weeks involving MUT for Superstar KO. I wonder if it's a concerning trend. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe EA has been giving away hints and we caught on and they said, kibosh that. Let's change it up a little bit. So who's to say? I will say though, the team is looking pretty nice as we close things out here in the video. I'm very, 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 very happy with the squad. Even though we barely played any online head-to-head this weekend, I was busy, but we still got a couple games in, did some weekend league, got like 3 games in and some head-to-head. So yeah, still rolling with Saquon there. We upgraded the Plaxico. We have Brandon Marshall out here. Jerry Rice is still holding it down as wide receiver 3. He's still making plays. Frank Ragnow, as I said earlier, there on the line. I'm still keeping Bruce Matthews. He's the most versatile offensive lineman in the game, especially when it comes to end game here. Tight ends still remaining the same, no major upgrades or anything to shout out there. On the defensive side though, we kind of tweaked some things here. So number one, we added Jalen Phillips. He's a free card. You can add him to your squad right now. Just go and play Gridiron Forge. Jabril Peppers, like I said, bought him off the market there. We're almost done with Cam Chancellor all the way up too. So this safety, these dudes in the box are going to be hell, especially with Sean Taylor and Ed Reed back as my deep safeties. So these dudes are going to be hell. I really like my safeties in the corners too. You know, we got Dion here. Jalen Ramsey is my cornerback 3, nickel corner here. And then Charles Woodson on the outside as another zone corner. Really like this team. Defensive line is really good too. Strahan still pumping away, but we have Agba, we have Aaron Donald, we got Youngblood in the cut. We still got Sapp, we still got Bush and Isaiah Simmons here. Derek Thomas is an emergency pass rusher if we want to keep rotating dudes. Carl Banks is an emergency coverage dude or a run stopper. You know, we have a lot of good options here on the defensive side too. So if anybody knows me, you know my defense is usually what holds it down for me, makes plays hopefully, and if they don't, we're done, we're out of there. So but that's gonna do it for this video. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you have any questions, please hit me in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the squad, and don't forget to hit that like button too. All right, catch you next time. Peace.